can see, I am wearing the same outfit because I'm recording this video on the same day. Okay. Welcome to my channel. I am Manaka, and this is my channel, Manaka. You know. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the job I had after leaving Afrios the first time. No, I've only left Afrios once. Anyway, so where am I at in the story? Okay, so in the last video, you noticed that I had left AfriHost, and I wasn't working for maybe like a week. I spoke to a friend who I felt very close to. I think I'm just like that. I open up way too much to people, and I feel very close to people. Like if I feel that we should be friends, I'll feel very close to you, and then majority of the time that friendship will probably just fall flat at some point because I'm putting in too much work. And you know what, you are lucky if it ends up being years of me putting in a lot of work, because that's you becoming so much fucking better. Okay, I ain't tooting my own horn, but I am. So in 2015, so I left 2015 in July, and then the beginning of August, maybe a week I wasn't working, I spoke to a friend from college, and then I asked her if I could work with her sister, who owns a wedding planning company. And you know, it's crazy if you really look at it, because I love events. I've always wanted to have my own events company, and you know what, I feel like eventually I will when I'm ready for it. So I'm gonna do some work while I speak, because the what's going on right now in my life and what's going on around me, I think this is a story I can only tell next year, because anyway, I got my pancha. I don't know if you can see it. So I love yoga, and I put the sticker here, and then you check my stapler has got my favorite flower on it. I don't even think this is, I think this is backwards, because I think I have done the video as mirror, yeah, no. Anyway, cool. I've always wanted to be an events planner. I think I'm really good at getting people together, right? I think I'm really good at putting things together, but also I think I've got a good rapport with people. So cool. I decided, I'm like, okay, cool. Different bag. Oh my gosh, I'm such a character. Anyway, so I decided, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me do the events business thing. Let's see how it is to plan weddings. And mind you, probably a year before that, I had helped my best friend's older sister with her wedding, and not entirely, but with certain things. Like I would help with like finding certain things that she wanted, like tents, nomadic tents, I think, is the one that we went for at the time. And it's crazy that I found them, because I work with them now here for our end of year parties. So it's such a beautiful thing to see the turnaround, you know. So cool. I got the interview, and I wonder how that got into my aura, because I don't think that got into my aura. I think I initiated that job, which is probably why the end of the story is going to be the way it is. Anyway, so cool. I went for the interview, and then I spoke to the lady, and she hired me because she needed an admin person. So I was like, you know what, I can do this. And I've done admin before numerous times. I've worked at an internet shop. So I was like, I can do this. Cool. I loved the job. I hated, I think I hated like the hours, and when like it was like that for me was a no. But it makes sense because events, like if you look and you think of yourself, you want events to be when you are free, and everybody's free on a weekend at like 8 p.m. So, and because it is weddings are usually not on the weekdays, you know. So cool. I think what I loved about it was the traveling. I loved seeing the different venues and areas and all of that, because some of you might already know I studied interior design. So I've always been an interior designer at heart. From the top billing days, I always thought I would be one of the people that in top billing they would say, we are in a house that was designed by Manaka Interiors. You know, and talking about how my style is eclectic, or you know, anything like that. I always envisioned my life to be like that. But hey, maybe I have to add that to my stories, my university days. Oh Jesus. Anyway, so cool. I decided, I'm like, okay, cool. And you know what, the people I worked with was also great. So I worked with my friend from varsity, I worked with her best friend, and I worked with the lady who hired me. At the time, her company was not very big. It wasn't as known as it is now. I'm not gonna say the name, but it wasn't as known as it is now. Like she booming. And I mean, when I started working with her, I felt like she was gonna boom because she's absolutely fucking amazing at what she does. And I was always so grateful for what I was able to learn from her. You know, the reason why I think I'm as ambitious as I am right now. I mean, I've always been ambitious, but I think the reason why I've pushed through when it comes to the businesses that I have started, and I've started a lot of businesses, and I think the reason why I pushed through for every single one is because of what I had learned and experienced from her. Because like, if I could tell you who she was, my goodness gracious, who she is, sorry. Her and her sister have, or let me say the friend I had in college, have this amazing work ethic. And if I can say that that's something that I had fully learned from, I definitely believe it is. So cool. The admin work was great, the meetings were great, you know, meeting new people, seeing how she's putting everything together, how she helps the bride and the groom with everything, because literally she had everyone in her pocket. Like a few years after I stopped working with her, she actually married the guy who was making the suits for the grooms. I mean, guys, if you can't say that's not a perfect couple, then what are you saying? So cool. There was the first wedding that we did, which for me went really well, I believe. That one I don't have very good memory of it, but I know it went well enough. It went really well. Then there was another event, another wedding, and then there was my final wedding with her. I think it was around December time. And this felt like a bigger wedding because everything felt bigger. The venue was like 70K at the time, and mind you, this is 2015, and that's just the venue. And I don't think they had even booked out the whole venue, because they had booked out a couple of rooms so that the bridal party could stay, some guests could stay, because it was all the way in, I think it was Pietermaritzburg. But yeah, hey, that wedding. So that wedding was hectic. So the previous weddings, we always had people who were helping us out with the setup, right? And like, you know, obviously you hire out people to put in like the floor, you hire out people for the vinyl, for the flowers, for the decor, you know. You hire out waiters, waitresses, you know, people who are going to make the food, the DJ, you know, everything. Like, even sometimes there is was it the same place? Yes, it was the same place. So literally they hired like, this story feels like it's going to be so long. So they hired, she was that efficient, basically, in my opinion, and I think she's still that efficient, to have worked with a famous person. I mean, if you know me and you know who I worked for, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say names. So okay, cool, sharp. That night we spent most of the night cleaning up, because I think it was raining, cleaning up the floor tiles, because they had these other tiles, plastic, I think they're plastic, like hard plastic, that lock into each other, and instead of the grass that's on, I would say, the field, you have those plastic tiles in the tent, so that it's simpler, you know. And then you obviously have the other plastic tiles for the dance floor, because you know you have the actual dance floor, which is like just maybe a step above. So we had to clean it up, and we had to move the furniture from the one side, because obviously you hired out a venue that is for events, so you had to move the furniture from the one side, move it to where they need to be in the tent. Oh my god, so tired. We slept so late that day. Yeah, we slept so late that day. And then cool, the day of the wedding, everything was good. Everything was good. Like, for me, that was such a good wedding until I encountered somebody who was uppity. And not uppity in the good way. Like, you know how now we talk about how what's her name, Tyler, is an uppity African. That woman, yeah, I'm so happy I don't remember her face. I'm very bad at remembering faces, like, but that woman, so cool. I am obviously an event planning assistant, meaning that I will assist you in the best way I possibly can, right? And that's exactly what I did. But because some people have attitudes, okay, because some people have attitudes, they, I don't know, people, humans, especially black people, I don't think they know how to behave. I don't think we know how to, it's like everything that we knew about ourselves has been taken away. So in terms of enjoyment and excitement, I need to put human design, I keep forgetting. Okay, in terms of human design, the excitement of events was what made me carry on doing it. The tiredness and the frustration and stuff like that wasn't enough for me to leave. But this specific day, there was a woman who was sitting at one of the back tables. And when I say back tables, I mean like right at the back. Almost like saying, you know what, we, like, if I invite you to my wedding and then you're at the back table, I promise you it's because I care about you, but you're not that important to me. You're important enough to be at my wedding, but Like, you look at like weddings like that where they have like more than 100 people at the wedding, and then you're like, yeah, that was probably like a distant cousin who forced themselves in. Because, and the reason why I say this is because of the attitude. Cool, she's sitting at the back table, and then she starts complaining about water. So she comes to me and she's like, hi, I need water. They haven't brought me water. And I'm like, okay, I will get them to bring you water. And she's like, no, you must get me water and bring it to me. And I'm like, no, I'm going to find the person who needs to help you, and they will help you. I will make sure it's done. Without any attitude. And I understand I have a resting bitch face, so it's up to you how you deal with it. That's probably the 5 in my profile, because this woman probably thought I was gonna go running to get this water because, oh, we're getting paid by the bride, who was delighted and happy with everything that was happening, right? Cool. I go to look for the person to bring her water. She brings the water. The event carries on, right? But now I'm pissed because why are you talking to me like I'm a slave? Like, don't talk to me like that's one of the reasons why I don't like how, that's one of the reasons why I left Afros the first time I left. Because why are you talking to me like I'm below you simply because I work in call center? Or why are you talking to me like I'm below you just because I am an events coordinator? Like, you know, you are literally a guest. Be kind, be sweet. You will get what it is that you need. Cool, I got the water and I came back. I carried on doing my job. And the job of an events coordinator is to make sure everything's going off without a hitch, right? And that's exactly what I was doing. Cool. Then the night went on, but I think I was still pissed off. And when the actual wedding was done, okay, oh, I forgot. So there was an artist there. No, it wasn't the same wedding. So there was another wedding I went to where the artist hadn't asked for her rider, right? This singer, musician person. And then we gave her what was available to us because I believe her manager just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Then what we gave her, I think she was not happy about it. Like, she's like, no, I only drink this. Yo, the attitude on that woman, Jesus Christ. Black people, relax your asses, please. What the fuck? Like, what happened to Ubuntu? What happened to speaking to people and being respectful? Like, and I think that's when my ancestors were like saying I need to move or leave, because I had experienced what I needed to experience in that space. So cool. Because there's always subtle things that show up in our aura that we might not even notice, but sometimes it has to be like a kang, 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 kang. Like, bitch, are you awake? So that's what happened. And one of the sound guys noticed the interaction, but instead of talking to me to say what happened, you know, to notice that I'm actually still doing my job, he decided to go to my boss, right? And I think this is something that I will never understand when it comes to Black people, because I understand that we are trying to seem better than each other. We're trying to seem like we're doing so much better than the next Black person. We want to seem like we are so much better. Like, it's disgusting. But anyway, so, and mind you, this person was actually my friend. We had become friends as we were working, because I had been working there for like probably 6 months now, or 5 months, whatever. And he had actually become my friend. So you expect somebody like that to speak to you and be like, okay, I noticed this and this was happening. I think maybe you dealt with it incorrectly. Maybe do this and this, you know, like, anyway, cool. And mind you, I didn't know that day. I dealt with what I was supposed to deal with in the most professional way that I believe I could, and I kept it stepping. Then I think like a month went by. Was it a month? Yeah, I think like a month went by, because I wasn't called into the office or to a wedding or anything like that. And I don't remember clearly, but I think she did have some events, but I wasn't part of them, right? Beginning of January, I get to the office when I was supposed to get back, and then she calls me to a meeting, and she says to me, one of the sound guys says to me that you were rude to one of the guests. And I'm like, no, I was not. But that didn't matter, because I understand that, I understand now that bitches be bitches. That's what I'm joking. No, I understand now that there are certain ways to interact with people who are rude, and I did my best to do that. And if that sound guy thought it was incorrect, I still stand on, I believe that he should have spoken to me first before speaking to my boss, because that meeting was, I don't think we can work together anymore. I pride myself in the way I deal with my clients. And you know what, I understood. I'm not even sure which point I was at, but I know that the one thing that this experience taught me is to never give up on my dreams. It also taught me that when it's time for you to leave somewhere or not be in a space anymore, you will know. You will know. You will know. So I believe in this phase of my life, because I was still 24, still around 24, I was still on, 24 is what? I guess finding authorities outside of you, or finding information in people outside of you, especially religious or whatnot. And I think the biggest issue is I don't like being told what to do. I don't. And it shows. I even have gates and channels in my chart that show that I'm supposed to be a leader and not a follower. And I've spent the majority of my life being that. So I think, so I needed to unlearn that bit and just get back into, I guess, fortify being an adult a little more, fortify being somebody who's a cheerleader for myself, and telling the truth, and I guess believing in my own reality and my own truth and what is going on for me, because everybody has their own reality, everybody has their own truth, and everybody's allowed to believe in whatever it is that they believe in. So I think that was the biggest thing for me, but it was such a beautiful experience, and I would do it all over again. So thanks to the lady who hired me. You've really shaped a lot of who I am. I think all the people I meet in my life do the same thing, but they all have their own space in my life, and I appreciate all of them so much. But that's the story of when I was a wedding planning assistant. I hope I didn't miss out on anything. That's about this a booty. Thank you so much for watching.